Welcome back to the kitchen island. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make my nourishing cacao egg white marshmallows. So first of all, you're going to want to add 3/4 cup of water into your pan and then sprinkle 1/2 cup of gelatin evenly over the water, and you want to allow it to bloom. So that basically means that it's going to absorb the liquid and you'll see it begin to gelatinize. So once it's bloomed, you're then going to want to turn on the heat to low and medium. As that is gently warming, add 3/4 cup of maple syrup to the gelatin mixture and stir that together and let that just gradually incorporate together. Now, some people will boil theirs. I tend to not want to, just so I can maintain all of the nutrients, the vitamins and the minerals and all of the goodness that is in the gelatin and the maple syrup and all of that good stuff. So as that mixture is gently warming and coming together, you're going to want to prepare your egg whites. So separate your eggs from the yolks and be sure to save your yolks to add to scrambled eggs, to pancakes, to make yolky drinks, whatever your heart desires. So pour your 8 egg whites into a bowl, and then you're going to want to whisk on medium-high until it begins to form soft peaks. Now that could take a couple of minutes. It kind of depends how powerful your mixer is. If you're using a stand mixer, a handheld one. I will say I have made marshmallows by hand previously, and it does take a long time. You're definitely going to get an arm workout in, but I will say it is possible. So if you don't have an electric whisker, it is possible. So whisk that up to form nice soft peaks, and then you're going to want to take off your gelatin and maple mixture off of the heat once it is all melded and mixed together. So next you're going to want to add in a pinch of sea salt, 1/2 teaspoon or more of vanilla depending on your taste preferences, and then 1/4 cup of cacao powder, and stir that really well so that the cacao powder begins to just dissolve and melt into the mixture and that there are no lumps or clumps left behind. Next, you're going to want to pour the gelatin mixture into the egg whites slowly and bring that together with the whisk. So you're going to want to continue to whisk this together until it really lightens in color. That will be the main thing that you notice, that it really increases in volume and becomes a lot more fluffy. Now this can take a little bit of time. It could take 5 minutes, it could take 10 minutes. Again, it kind of depends on the type of whisk that you are using and the kind of speed and power option that you're using as well. I will say it's better to take it a little bit slower and take time so that you don't massively over whip them, because that can just get a little bit harder to transfer them from the bowl to your dish. So you'll begin to notice that the mixture starts to hold its shape a little bit more and that it really feels a lot thicker as well. You'll see that like as you're whisking it, that it's not as kind of runny and smooth, but that you're kind of getting some thicker kind of stretches of the gelatin as you move the whisks around. Now this can take a little bit of practice to find the ideal consistency. There have been times I've like massively over whipped it and it's already kind of clumping together as I'm trying to pour it out the bowl, but regardless, they'll still set and they'll still turn out delicious whether they're slightly under or over whipped. Once your mixture has reached the right consistency, you're going to want to transfer that into a glass dish and spread that evenly with a spatula. Once that's done, store it in the fridge overnight, and then the next day you can cut it into squares. You're going to want to keep it in an airtight container in the fridge for storage. These marshmallows are delicious to add to warmed milk, to make a nourishing hot chocolate. They'll literally melt away into it and just flavor that milk perfectly. You could just add it to hot chocolates in general. You could top lattes with it, and then when it melts, it will turn it into a delicious, rich mocha, which I think is perfect for the winter season. Or you could actually have them as a part of a snack plate with some sliced meat and cheese to really balance out your snack. So I want to show you how I make a delicious latte / mocha with these marshmallows. So you're going to want to begin with one of those egg yolks that you had separated from your egg whites, and you're going to want to mix this together with about 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon of sugar. It could just be cane sugar, it could be brown sugar. I used coconut sugar, and whisk that together until it dissolves and forms kind of a custard-like consistency. And then next you're going to want to prepare your shot of espresso or coffee, however you personally like to do that. Now, the reason that I include an egg yolk in my latte is because they are so nutrient rich. Oftentimes, I think a lot of diet culture has really honed in on egg whites being super rich in protein, which they are, and that's wonderful, but often whilst neglecting the egg yolks. Now, egg yolks are really high in choline, which is a B vitamin, and if you are pregnant, that is a really wonderful nutrient to support the neurological development of your baby, but also it's just a wonderful nutrient for you in general, as well as them being really rich in vitamin A and vitamin E and even vitamin D, especially if the eggs that you are sourcing are from pasture-raised, free-range hens, so that you know that they're outside foraging and soaking up sunlight. Once your espresso shot or coffee is ready to be pulled or poured into your mixture, you're going to want to thoroughly mix that together. Next, you're going to want to prepare your milk of choice, so you could warm that on the stovetop, you could use a milk frother, whatever you have available to you. I then like to add a pinch of sea salt into my coffee egg yolk mixture, and then you're going to want to add in your milk. Then you can top it with your delicious cacao marshmallows. And the reason that I especially love these marshmallows is because they are made with egg whites as well. And so again, you're getting that additional source of protein, which one in general, like women and people could do with increasing their protein intake, but then it also helps to balance blood sugar and just prevent the jitters from coffee. Thank you for joining me at the kitchen island. Be sure to check out my other videos for nourishing recipe inspiration.